I know. Sobieski, thank you. Saved the day. Hope you're well, mate. Welcome to the Nerd in Motion YouTube channel where I chew peanuts for the first like 30 seconds of the video. Are you doing all right, mate? Um, I feel Stephen Butler's pain. Uh, I had a IKEA. I swear down, IKEA's got worse. It is like genuinely bad. Hello, Red Bimmer. How you doing? Simmer keys to me, Bimmer. Um, yeah, man. It's just. It's just rubbish. It's just put together really badly now. Anyway, I built this media wall thing that Lids wanted. I wanted it also. I'll throw that in there. And I threw it in, and it looked a dog's dinner. And for about a year, maybe longer, I've looked at it and just not happy with it. So last weekend, I had a free Saturday. I was like, right, I'm going to do this. Got up and just went hell for leather. And it took most of the day, but it looks mint now. So yeah, that's my IKEA story. I feel your pain, Stephen. Yeah, thanks, Sobieski, you legend. Red Bimmer, I can hear you now. Hear me now. What it is on the bottom of this mic, if I happen to accidentally touch it, it turns it off. It's really annoying. And because it's under there, I can't see it. I mean, I could swap the mic around, but in fact, it is upside down. So yeah. Thank you, Red Bimmer. All good now. Thanks, Sobieski. You literally saved the day. I mean, you can tell I'm rusty. I've got unpaid for StreamYard. What's going on with StreamYard as well? $64 to upgrade, go into the normal plan. Are they out of their mind? So I used to pay, I think it was like 20, and now 64. I'm like, come on now, that's just insane amount of money. So I'll probably be looking for another platform, which is a shame because I've used StreamYard since 2021. So yeah, crazy. It's Trilby Phil. How you doing? Hope you're well, mate. Look, Trilby Phil, check out this. This is a bit Gucci. If I press this, you can see me over here. My paw cam, and you can see what I'm drinking. So I am on. Let me take your comment down so then you could definitely see. There you go. I am on actually imported Estrella. So the stuff I've had of this before has always been the non-imported version. So I saw some and I checked. It's definitely not made in Burton-on-Trent. So I thought I'd give it a go. So, and I bought this the other day, which was very nice. Taste of Freedom. But the old Mountain Dew. Freedom Fusion. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good. He likes that. So this would normally be the camera for doing the podcast. So it would be, I can move it like that, back like that. You see. So I've got some more stuff as well. Oh, did I bring it in? No, it's in the house. So I've got for this wall some more foam, and then I've bought a load of number plates like the ones that I have behind me here. And I'm going to fill that wall up there. I've got to sort this bit out over here. This is where the windows are supposed to be, so that's all got to get sorted. My fridge is down there. It's literally right by. So yeah, it's caught on there. So yeah, this one's got a really wide angle lens, which is quite good. Look, you can. It's like an infinite boot loop going on and on. So yeah, I thought that was quite cool. Bit of fun. There you go. See my hi. He likes that. It's Tyke. Trucking. How you doing, brother? Is it your mum you're looking after or your dad? I can't remember now. He did say. I hope they're well. And I hope you're well, mate. What are you doing driving wise at the moment? And aren't we meant to be having? Oh, I meant to message you. So about having a few drinks of mine. I tried that email and it just bounced straight back. So I don't know whether it tried to block my email or what. But yeah, it didn't work. So well, the screen's putting up some random stuff. Do I leave it random? Or shall I put something car related or funny or beer or what would you like to see on the back screen? Trilby Phil's in the house. It's nice. It's nice. We've got some people in. It's funny when you do a live stream, and especially when you haven't done one for so long, you kind of really worry that anybody's even going to bother coming on. So, right. Okay. Let me. Can I cut and paste that? How do I cut and paste that? Let me. Right. What I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a message right now. See if it works. By the power of the internet. Right. What was it? It was Rob _ the trucker. Rob _ the _ trucker. At ProtonMe. At dot. Right, it likes that email this time. I'll put the subject as a yo, and then hi Rob. Like that, and then send it to you. Also, the other fun thing we can do with this setup now, if this works, let's have a look on here. If let's say we search something up, so I don't know, whales, a whale shot. Let's look up a whale shot, right? So if I go images and then put that up, if I press this button, nothing happens. Why is that not working? Oh, I know why. Bosh. There you go. Look. So we now have a searchable area that we can bring in. There you go. See, I've been busy. Put Paul's beer reviews up on the street. I'm waiting for him to come in. So I rang him earlier. I said I've been going about 7, and now it's nearly 8. I've had a message. What's he saying? Abs is up. Let's see. Right. Yeah, Paul said, "Home dude, are you bothering or not?" And that was past, nearly. So it's probably like flipping heck. So it's weird with live streams. You're like, I'm going to do a live stream. I kind of fancy doing it. And then you get yourself geared up. And then when it comes like close to doing it, you're like, I've had something. I'm feeling relaxed. And then you kind of can't be bothered again. Oh, we got another guest. Now I can see another guest. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, old boy. Here he is.
Oh, how are you, Sam?
I'm good, man. Nice to see you.
I was supposed to ring you. Was it yesterday? I never did I?
Don't worry, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
I bet you were shattered, weren't you?
Yeah, I was really. I'm just trying to sort my screen out so I can actually see you. on my mobile. I'd never know how to get it all on the whole screen of my phone without all the weird tabs along the top. But there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been shattered, but I'm here. I'm here now.
Can you do the thumbs up firework thing for everybody? Seeing as we're still in November. It still kills me every time that you can do that.
Still works. Still does it.
Oh my word.
Got to love that. Love
that. It's just gold. It's just absolute gold. So Shelby Phil, we've got Chris instead.
Indeed.
Paul, I told Paul, well, I asked Paul what time he'd like to go live. He said about 7. I'm only an hour late.
So is Paul coming on?
I don't know. I hope so.
What day is it today?
Saturday.
Saturday. Doesn't he normally work on a Saturday?
No, he's got Saturday off. He's been to another brewery. He's had a few beers.
Oh, he'd be wasted then, wouldn't he?
It'd be good fun though. It'll make for it.
Absolutely. So how are you, John? How are you? We haven't had a proper chat for ages. So how are you?
I'm all right. Did that sound really unconvincing? I'm all right. I am genuinely all right. I'm all right. Good. It's very strange having so much headspace.
Oh.
I have never had. Well, I say that I have had headspace like this, but this is the first time in probably 15 years, maybe a bit longer, of just not having to worry about business.
And isn't that a nice feeling?
It is. But I find my body is so used to being stressed that I thought it would all just drop away and I'd be fine. But instead,
drop away.
No, it takes ages.
It takes a long time. It takes such a long time. It's horrible, isn't it? Because you think it would just drop off, wouldn't you? You just think,
yeah,
I've got rid of that stress, but your body doesn't see it that way. It's awful, isn't it?
It's like the body's got used to doing that thing.
Yes.
So it's almost like in its own paradigm of, this, I get up, I'm stressed, I work all day, I don't sleep properly, and then it's like working in that state of like where your shoulders are all tight and you're like,
oh yes, yeah.
And now I'm like, I've got nothing to worry about, and yet I find myself worrying about things that would never even feature on my radar.
No.
And it's the body craving for that level of stress.
It is. You look for things to worry about.
Yeah,
because
it's weird.
That's what you've got used to doing, and it's awful, isn't it? And I've been there. I still go through it, so I know exactly what you're talking about. You have that heightenedness, and then when some of that disappears, your body still wants it because, like you say, that's what you've got used to. So you find yourself looking for something else to worry about when what we should be doing is looking for something to enjoy. But we look for something to stress about. It's like a drug. It is like a drug. Yeah.
It's very weird. But as time has gone on, I'm less and less stressed. But then, some weird things popped up last week. Oh, and didn't help that I reversed into another lorry with my lorry.
Yeah.
That was not one of my finest moments in my life. I'll never forget that so long as I live. I don't think any of the other drivers will either let me forget that for the rest of my life. So, oh man, that was not... that I felt really bad. It's funny. In any other circumstance, I don't think you'd feel that bothered, but you get really attached to your trucks, and then you feel really... I just felt genuinely guilty and awful about it.
Yeah.
So my whole week went round that, and then just random stuff in the wider family. And yeah, it was just it really got to me. And I was like, what on earth is wrong with me? This would never normally stress me out. And I was like, right, I'm going to change it. I'm not going to be stressy like this. I'm going to sort it out. So this week's been fantastic. So just cracked on, cleared my head, just really just had peace. So when I'm going from one job to another, I'm just like, right, I'm going to listen to some podcasts and I'm going to think and have a bit of music. And that's all I did. And it was great. It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, that is nice. It's nice to kind of find that balance, but it is difficult when you've had a lot of stress. It is difficult. So if you find it, I'm pleased you've had a better week, because I get you, John. I know what it's like. So to get that little bit of balance is very nice.
Do you like the paw cam?
I like that you've just changed your camera view. How did you just do that?
Ah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Power of the interweb net. Look at that. I can stick a flake in that bad boy.
What are you drinking?
I'm on Australia.
Oh, fair play. Fair play.
But it's import Australia, not made in the UK Australia.
Cool.
So
now we're back to normal view.
Yeah, do you like that? And then we can, if we wanted to look something up, we can just go like this, and then that pops up as well.
Look at you go with your technology.
Yeah, boy. Let's catch up with some of these comments. Trilby Phil says, "Hi, Stephen. Not sure if and when Steve will be back on YouTube, mate. Oh no, is that Stuntman Steve? Have we lost him? Here, is there no more Stuntman anymore? Oh no, what's gone on? I hope he's okay. Is he okay, man? Anyway, mustache. I'm working early tomorrow. Oh, he just left you. Oh no! Oh no! He's okay, Stephen. Okay, that's good. No, didn't get the email. Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? I don't know why, Rob. It's not coming through. I literally just sent it. Did it send me a read receipt? Last time it just said, yeah, address not found. Address not found. Rob underscore the underscore trucker. Ah, hang on a minute. I missed a letter. Idiot. Right, I'll do it in a second. Sound film. Says Stephen. Il Corvo. Another old school legend.
That is an old school name. I've not seen that name pop up in a long time.
I'll just say no, Chris. How long has it been since we'd streamed?
Yeah, I was just, while you were chatting, I was just thinking, how nice is it to be on a live again? Because it's been so long. It's
like, I don't know, how do you explain it? It's I just fancied it. I mean, it can be really hard going now because there's obviously less people on than there used to be, but at the same time, it's good fun. It's nice to just do it for old time's sake.
Absolutely. And I had no intentions. I didn't even know you were live. I was just sitting up here in my pub shed thinking, I've just done a beer review. And I thought, after this beer review, I'm going to go and have a nice, long, hot soak in the bath, because I've been having awful problems in my back, and a nice hot bath kind of helps. And literally, I was just about to turn everything off in my pub shed. And I thought, I've got a couple of notifications on WhatsApp, and saw your link. And I was like, sod the bath. Let's get on. Let's get on the live. So
yeah, boy.
Absolutely, yeah, boy. So I was delighted. Man. I was so in my head. I was like, hot bath, watch some trash on Netflix or whatever whilst I'm in the bath, chill out. But I literally was going to turn everything off in here and saw that. I was like, no, sod the bath, sod the chill out. Let's get on the live. It's been too long.
Awesome. I'm so glad he came on as well. Especially, I think Paul's bailed on me. I think either that or he's having trouble setting up My PC decided it was going to do like 50 updates, and then StreamYard wouldn't work. It logged me out, and then I couldn't get back in, and I couldn't link it back to the website. It took blooming forever. Il Corvo says it's different type of stress when others depend on you as well. Incessant. Oh, mate, that's 5 minutes. He says sorting the laptop out. Yeah, it's how do I explain it? I think what it is, Il Corvo, it's there's that saying, isn't there? Most men live in quiet desperation. Is that right? And I think for me, I'm just determined. I'm just that kind of person that's like, I just keep going. I'll just keep going. And I have the same cycle, which is I go like mad, burn myself out, recovery time, go like mad, burn myself out. And that's just how I live my life. I have never managed to just find that place.
No.
But I don't know. But yeah, I know what you mean. And you've got a whole family that needs you. So for me, I use that as fuel in the time when I'm feeling burnt out to just plow on and just keep going.
Yeah.
Stephen Butler had the same problem as me today, which is he had to build some IKEA stuff, and it's a flipping nightmare these days. So Paul Cam is class. Thank you, mate. So we'll just
like Paul Cam.
What's very good? Bosh. Can admire the beer.
Good camera view. I like that camera view. And if you turn and face that camera view, but now just look at the camera. Yeah, see, that's a great angle. That just really shows off your shed. Looks good. That's a great angle.
Thanks, Chris. The only problem is you're over here, see? And you can see yourself. Can you see yourself on the screen there?
No, mate. My eyesight's so appalling. And I'm looking at my phone. Because a lot of the time I use my laptop in here, but I'm using my phone. And you just, everything is tiny. I don't know how to get my phone on full screen. I've got so many things up here that I don't know how to get it off.
I think I tried it on StreamYard before, and all it did was make the picture even more narrow. I just didn't know why it was doing that. But this webcam here cost £10. And it's got the widest angle lens you could ever see. And then that one, that is like when they came out, they're £100. You can pick them up for like 50 now. And I don't know if there's a big enough gap between the £10 one. Is that 40 quid's worth better? I just don't see it.
No, not at all.
And then I've got another webcam. So the idea is, because I want to do more podcast stuff, and I've got some ideas of pushing the channel more into having guests and talking about things, because I enjoy that. And I thought, rather than me, I'll still do the odd video. So I've got one coming up about buying cheap tires, just like a really how to think outside the box and get some tires for your car very, very cheap. So I've just put the Merca's got massive tires, and I have just managed to get a pair on fitted in balance, brand new, for 140 quid.
Ooh.
And they're like 245 40/18s, so big old tires. That's going to be some of the video, and then I thought the rest of the time podcasts, getting guests on to talk, and then that's when you'll have that other view. So then this camera will capture me, and then I'm hopefully going to put another camera this way, capturing the guest. And as I'm going to get a little stream decky thing, put it here on the table, and I'll be able to, as we're talking and drinking, flick through the cameras without having to go on my mouse and then click it on the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's proper nerdy, but it's going to work.
Yeah, of course it'll work. Sounds great. Do it.
So yeah, it's good fun. Good fun. I better catch up with his comments. I'm already behind. Red Bimmer says, "Have you always been a lorry driver?" No, I haven't. So, where did I start? So, when I left school, I did my apprenticeship as a motor vehicle engineer with Jeep Chrysler, and then I stuck with Jeep Chrysler for quite a while. I've done a lot of other products. I've done a lot of VAG. So I've done Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, Skoda. I've never done Bentley. I've never done Lamborghini or Ducati motorbikes. But yeah, all the other stuff I've done. And then I've done a bit of sports car stuff, a bit all sorts of things, but mainly main dealer trained. I worked in a friend's garage and I've done car sales, buying cars, everything to do with the second-hand car sales place. I've done that from the valeting to being out the front, dealing with customers, the whole works. Then I had a tuning company and did mapping, wrote files, had dealers. I tuned the British Isuzu D-Max for the Britpart Championship, which we won 2 years in a row. I did that remotely for Supernova Racing, who run Yano Truly's e-car. And then I started a brewery with my brother-in-laws, and then I've been doing that for years. And sadly, that all came to a bit of an end. And I was kind of like, I want to do some bucket list things. So one of them was I wanted to start messing around with Casio watches, G-Shocks, because that's my inner nerd loves that. So I've got like a very pimped out G-Shock on now. That's, in fact, I wonder if I can get I don't know if this camera will do a close up. Shall we try it out? So this is like I think they call it the Mountain Dew. This was a dead watch, so it didn't work. It was completely broken. And I took it all apart and fixed it up. And let's see how bright that. Oh, let me. Oh no, it's not going to work. But basically, it's all green and metallic. It matches the O of my glasses, and it lights up like proper bright green. Which I don't know. There you go. You can see it there. Yeah, I just enjoyed doing that. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to double the size of my YouTube channel. So I did that. And then I thought I really need to earn some money. So I went and got my class 1 and 2 HGV license. And I started driving tippers. And that's literally it. So yeah. Yeah, I haven't always been a lorry driver. And in the background, as a kid, I did motorsports. So I raced 2-stroke karts all the way up until started when I was 12, kind of stopped racing when I was like 20-ish. So yeah. Tyke trucking. So Tyke, I met Chris at on a. So you remember the Freedom Truckers live stream that I did?
Yeah.
That was like the massive, biggest thing I've ever done on YouTube. I still follow one of the guys that was there in Ottawa called Wheel Burner Express. And Tyke goes on his channel and chats and has his own channel. And it turns out he's just down the road in Leeds. So, yeah, I've still yet to meet up with him. He says, when you get as old as me, you don't really give a care anymore. I've reversed into a mirror and someone's curtain. Oh, mate. Yeah, I think every driver has a story, don't they? Of something they've
Of course they do.
Crashed into. I'm 38. I think that's good. I've known drivers who've knocked buildings down. Yeah, we got a guest in the basement. Here he is. That's a name I've not heard in a long time. Yeah, it's true. Il Corvo. Here he is, the one and only, ginger, bald, and handsome.
Here he is. Here he is.
Because I was massive. He's not even looking at me when he's introducing me.
No.
I was trying to find the button. I'm still working on a tech.
Still working on it. He's got multiple cameras. He don't know how to use any of them.
You've been me. How many times have I had all the gear and absolutely messed it all up?
All the gear, idea.
You do pride yourself on having all of these gadgets and gizmos, and I think of all the people that we do streams with, I think you're probably the most least reliable in terms of like equipment letting you down. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
You've got to be the worst for it.
Oh man, how many streams have I done and it's just started to go wrong halfway through, and cameras have gone down, and then the blooming internet packs up. Oh my gosh, we've got some old school in here, Paul, and we've got some new. So we've got some truck drivers in here. We've got a petrol head in here. I'm sure he's a petrol head because he's called Red Bimmer.
Red Bimmer.
Red Bimmer.
We've got the keys to my Bimmer.
That's the one. And then Stephen Butler, he's had a meltdown trying to fit IKEA stuff together. Shouldn't be smoking them vapes, Chris, man. They're not good for you. I'm a smoker myself, but reckon they're worse. It will all come out in years to come. Yeah, I think it might do.
They probably will. They probably will. I wouldn't disagree with that, Stephen Butler. You know, they've not been around long enough to fully test, and in years to come, they probably will. But I'm hoping, well, I'm trying to reduce it in my intake of vapes, and I have reduced it. But when I have a bit, I had it tonight, coming in here tonight. What time are we on? I don't even know what time it is. But tonight is the first time tonight I've had a vape all day. But I have a couple of beers and I do have a vape. So I don't vape a lot. I do at work. But when I'm at work, I vape a lot. But then when I'm not at work, I barely touch it. So tonight is the first time I've touched my vape all day. But yeah, you're probably right, Stephen. They probably are going to come out in years to come, or a few years' time, to be absolutely horrific. So you're probably right. I wouldn't disagree.
There you go. I hope that answers your question, Stephen. If you believe it's not good for you, if you believe it's not good or good for you smoking, then it's good for you. It's all in the mind. I have absolutely no idea what you mean, but
we got there in the end. It's all in your head. Yeah,
it's all in your head.
In your head.
So,
it's all in
if
your
you
head.
feel like crap, do something about it. You know.
That's good for you. I think what happened there is blooming when when you type, like I did earlier, and I typed and I said join the live stream. It changed live to love stream. So this is this is the love stream.
The love
stream.
Love stream.
Late night love. Paul does the best late night love with Graham Torrington. Go on, Paul, do it.
Graham Torrington. Remember that? Late night love. What was the station he worked on?
It was Chiltern, wasn't it?
Chiltern FM. Oh my god,
Chiltern
yeah.
FM. Late night love.
Graham Torrington's Late Night Love. He was just to read out all these messages from people that were supposedly texted in saying, yeah, just want to wish my husband a happy birthday. Just to let him know we love him dearly, and I'll be waiting in my lingerie when he gets home. Stuff like that. That was good quality family listening. That was on a Sunday evening.
Quality.
That was
absolute quality. Love.
We used to have on Southern FM. It was Ambrose Hardcore, and he was like a really soft-spoken African guy, and he'd be like, "Welcome to the show, love time. It's time for love," and he'd do it, and everybody would be like, "He's just flipping brilliant." And he'd always put sexual healing on without fail.
Banger.
With absolute legend. That's not shed, is it? You like it? You like it, Stephen? It's all right. It's all right. I've got a bit too much stuff in here. Over here at the moment is like a bit of a stockpile of stuff I need to go through. But there's a lot of random stuff and a lot of cool stuff in there when you look around. I mean, what more can a man want for you going out having a few beers at your barbecue than a Mountain Dew bucket hat?
He's got a Mountain Dew bucket hat, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you have a Mountain Dew bucket hat?
I saw it on Vinted one night and I was like, I'm having that. Anything with Mountain Dew on it, I'm all over it.
It's just what you need. It's what everyone needs. It looks like a shed from the outside, but it's not a shed. Like you say, Steve's on it. It is a man cave. Yeti
hat. I've also got a hat, still with the label on, Williams Racing, signed by Susie Wolf.
Ooh.
She was the Formula One test driver for him. She was one of the very few female racing drivers, Formula One drivers. She's pretty good. Yeah, it's a good little shed, isn't it? Yeah, I'll show you my new collection of number plates I've got. And we've still got, after all the years, still got Quack Norris. He's
Quack
here.
Norris. Still going. Quack Norris still going strong.
Yeah. Well, he's doing great. He's doing great. He's had kids as well, and they've flown the nest.
They've flown the nest.
Yeah. It says, I'm getting philosophical. Hey, it's all right. Saturday night is a philosophical night.
That's what it's all about. It's Saturday night. Late night love. It's time to get philosophical.
Would you take advice from a man wearing a green Mountain Dew bucket hat, drinking beer with AMC written on his t-shirt? Probably not.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you do that?
I've got a bottle opener made out of a spark plug.
Of course you have.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That's what everyone needs.
I remember those old watches, the tits. Yeah, they are. They're like super. I love a G-Shock. I've got a really battered one somewhere that I bought. It was £4, and I've ordered all the bits from China for the strap and all the bezel and everything. And it is so knackered. That's probably the worst one I've ever done. So I'm going to do like a proper. I've got an arm so I can put a camera looking down. And I'm going to do a full like live stream where we strip it down, take it all apart, rebuild it, and then hopefully it's a good watch at the end. I might give it away.
All made in China. All made in China.
China.
They're no good guys.
Stephen wants to know why he hasn't got his spanner.
He hasn't got a spanner. I don't know how. I don't remember how to give people spanners. I think you have to do it via your phone.
No, you have to do it via a laptop thing. Sorry, I'm turning the heater down. I'm cooking.
If you're the host, you can do it. You used to be able to do it. I used to be able to do a stream, and then if you picked up your phone and started watching it, you could give someone a spanner if you were the host or something like that. But I don't know how you do it anymore.
Got no idea.
Oh, I just put my keys in the fridge.
Give people a spanner. Make them a mod.
Sorry. I'm back. Just had to get another beer. Ooh. And I dropped my keys in the fridge. Oh, so how have you been, Paul?
I've been all right. I've been out and about today. Been out and about.
Tell us about your adventure.
My adventure. I went to Reading today. And I went to see my friends at Double Barreled Brewery, and they were celebrating their 6th birthday. So they had a 6th birthday party, and they kindly invited me and the boys at the brewery to come up, and said they'd look after us for all the beers, and they had some really good entertainment and a really good pizza truck, and sat and chatted with the guys, and had a couple of brand new beers that they'd launched for the birthday, which were very nice. And it was quite nice. The first time I've been up there. I've been meaning to get up there for ages. So yeah, they've got a proper unit. It's on an industrial estate, so it's massive. You know, one huge unit. So it's about 2/3 brewery, cold store, and then the bar is working off of the cold store. So they've got like a cold store / cellar, and yeah, it's quite nicely put out. But it's a big space. They've got a big area for tables and that. So there must have been, I'd probably say, pushing a couple of 100 people in there when we were there today. So it was, they had a good turnout, but the live music was excellent, really, really good. They were a duo called the Party Professors, and and they were excellent, like absolutely brilliant. Like apparently both of them, one of them, I think he got quite far on the X Factor or something, the main singer, and then they went on Britain's Got Talent apparently as a duo. And but yeah, they were brilliant. They kept doing all these like compilations of songs and mixing them into each other, and they had almost like a sort of a comedic act going along as they were kind of singing the songs. So they were both really good singers, and the sort of the different styles of music was really, really good. So yeah, they were excellent. So I made sure I got their details before I left, because I wouldn't mind having them on at the farm at some point. You know, I thought they were very a lot of fun.
I want a night out of creative juices.
A night out.
I want a night out. Me, Chris, you. We'll try and get old Marky Boy up.
We've got to get that sorted, haven't we? That's the problem. We fucking talk about it, but we never do it.
That's life, isn't it?
That's life, yeah.
It is life. Yeah, you're right. But we could sort it if we bothered to put our heads together. But we let life get in the way, don't we?
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I think it seems like it gets harder the older you get. There's always something. There's always something that will pop up, something that gets in the way.
Especially first thing in the morning, I find.
That's the only time I get up first thing in the morning.
But yeah, it's hard. I do. I've had people ask if I can come out months in advance, and I'm like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And then a couple of months goes down the line, you've forgotten all about it. You know, work's got in the way, and you've committed yourself to other things that you have to do. And yeah, it's tricky. But yeah, we do need to properly put our heads together and sort something out.
Absolutely.
Get it done. With Christmas coming up, I imagine we'll all be off at some point.
I think it works out. Me and the boys, I took the boys to a pub today. So we went to, you know, where Chris, where I took you and Rachel to the Peace Hall Christmas market.
Yeah.
So we went there. It wasn't as good this year either. It was nowhere near as good.
Because it's the 16th of November.
Well, there is that. And basically what happened was we were walking around, and the boys, Kobe's a bit under the weather, and they were just bored out of their mind. And I said, right. I said, come on. And Kobe was like, I want a drink. And I was like, I'm not paying some mad amount of money to sit outside in the cold and drink whatever. So we snuck out and went to this pub on the corner, and it was like a proper old, like a bit of a rough boozer, but like all right, if you know what I mean. It was all dark. It had a big Christmas tree in the corner, proper dingy. And I drank a pint of White Rat, and the boys had like a Coke and a Sprite, and we just sat there at this table. And it was just really nice, and we were sat in the warm. And then when the girls had finished spending all the money, then yeah, we came out the pub. It was lovely. It was really nice.
Nice.
They're right pair. Tyke says, what was that saying in the film, The Last Samurai? No mind, too many minds.
Yeah, that's right. That's where Tom Cruise is learning how to fight with the sword. And he was like, the guy kind of he kept getting smacked and knocked to the ground, and the guy walked up to him. Obviously, he was Japanese, so his English wasn't very good, but he was basically suggesting to him that you're overthinking it. So he's going too many mind. This is no mind. That time 10, just clear your mind, just focus on what you're doing. And he's like, Okay, yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, and he was able to focus on hitting matey with a stick at the point. Yeah,
Nice.
good film, that. Good film, Last Samurai. It was a good flick.
I've never watched it all the way through, you know.
Really not
I've
No.
never seen it the way through. I've seen bits.
worth watching. Worth watching.
Look who it is in the comments. We've got another old boy.
OG,
Yeah.
the sexy Viking.
Oh, Paul Greenwood.
Oh,
So,
excuse
Paul
me.
Greenwood.
How are you, Paul? Hope you're well, buddy.
John behind in the chat messages already. Well, you know, it'd be wrong if I didn't. Red Beamer says, "I'm surprised you all aren't pronouncing it correctly. It is pronounced Beamer." Well, yeah, but you've spelt it Bimmer.
Bimmer.
So
Bimmer.
we call it a Beamer, but you'd have to write it as Beamer. But Bimmer was from a song. What was it? What was the song now?
Yeah.
Zim
happy,
Zimmer, keys to me Bimmer.
keys to my Bimmer. Yeah. It's not worth listening to, but yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
a few years back.
So what Beamer have you got? Is it E36, 40, an E39, E34, E28? Or are we talking a bit newer? E60 or something like that? Made in Taiwan.
What was?
Taiwan?
Last of the
G-Shock.
Samurai.
That G-Shocks?
Oh, G-Shocks.
G-Shock,
Some are made in Thailand. This one is made in. Let's have a look. It normally says on the back. This one is. Doesn't say actually on this one.
It's a dodgy one. Wasn't made anyway.
It's a dodgy one, no. Normally, there's Thailand. Oh no, this is made in Japan. This one. So you get Japan, Thailand. They might make them in Taiwan. It wouldn't surprise me.
They're a clever people.
They are. The R's Factor.
Very small, but they're a clever people.
Oh, the X Factor. The R's Factor.
The R's Factor.
I was watching some old X Factor videos popped up the other day, like, you know, bad auditions. And those early X Factor, the fact that we used to love it, it was so badly produced.
Mm-hmm. Still is.
It's a bit more glitzy, though, isn't it? Now.
Car crash telly. It's not on anymore, is it? X Factor. I think they stopped it, didn't they, a couple of years back?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think it was something to do with exploitation of young people. That's why it's all come up again, because that Liam Payne chucked himself off the balcony, didn't he, a few weeks back? Keeps coming up. They're getting these careers all overnight to these young people, and all of a sudden they've got a load of money in the bank and they don't know what to do with it because they're not giving them, like, you know, sort of support, how to, you know, their lives turn around overnight, and they're just not dealing with it. So
yeah,
I think that's one of the reasons why they stopped the X Factor. Plus the fact the ratings were going down, which is probably the main reason they did it.
Me and Lid's like our Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, but that's fake as well. It's fake as X Factor.
True.
Yeah, they're awful shows. Cannot stand any of them. Just reality TV just don't do nothing for me.
No, it's bullshit. It's had its day, isn't it? Years ago, reality TV was reality TV. Now it's just scripted. They bring people in that they want. It's just bullshit now.
It's cheap, isn't it? It's just cheap telly.
Yeah,
cheap telly. It don't cost nothing to make. You don't have to pay any actors. You just get people in off the streets and promise them a bit of fame for 5 minutes. It's the easiest form of television, and it's completely saturated the networks, and it's just so crap.
I always think as well, I have a theory. So every time somebody wins one of these shows, or nearly every time, they kind of get famous for a little while and they vanish. But the people in second and third always seem to do better. on the long term. And I reckon my thought is that somewhere in the small print when you're voting, it says that the directors have the final vote. I'm sure of it. So what happens is, even though you're voting, it doesn't really make a difference. And then I think what happens is they look at the person, they're like, you know what, they're good. We can make some money out of them, but it's going to be very short term because they're a one-trick pony. But if we give these guys second or third, they have more variety. They'll do better, and so that's what they do with it. That's my thought, but I might be wrong.
Paul? I don't think you're wrong. I think, you look at historically, a lot of these second and third place acts have always done better. There are a few first place acts that have done really well, but I don't disagree with you, John. A lot of the second and third places have had a much better longevity. I don't know what that means. I don't know whether it means that it is all staged, they've set it up, whatever. But for me, it's just all gone too far. They know who they're going to take to the finals, but they know who the good people are. They know who the people are that are so dreadful they're going to create views. It's just all staged. It is so staged, and most of the public have got wise to that now.
Yeah, it's true. Paul Greenwood says, I'm not too bad. Just poured a Frankenstein Royale on the PD, like soup in a glass.
That's a great beer on the PD. It's superb.
Stephen Butler says, nice beer that, Chris, the old Warsteiner. I've been in some rough booze. I've seen a couple of knife fights, and someone pulled a knife on my dad in La Junquera. Unfortunately, he got a chair in the face. My dad's tougher than your dad. Oh, man. Flipping heck. I remember being in a pub called the Sussex Coaster, where we lived in Peacehaven. You used to get a lot of students come over on these, like, exchange things. I started rizzing up this really gorgeous Swedish girl. I took her in that pub, and flipping heck, it all kicked off. And we were stuck in the corner trying to get out, and they were all fighting each other. It was mental.
Everyone's been in a boozer where it's gone off, haven't they? And you're kind of like, oh god, yeah. So you either get involved or you just sit there laughing, don't you? It's
yeah. We just kind of tried to get out. I was like, we're not going to win this. So yeah. Gosh, she was crazy. Jenny Johansson, she was called.
Jenny Johansson.
Oh, she was unbelievably pretty. A guy mounted the curb and then he crashed into a lamppost because he was gawping at her. She was like incredible.
It's dangerous, ain't it, when you get a rather attractive lady walking down the road whilst you're driving, you're kind of like, oh, blimey, you know. The next thing you know, you're heading towards a curb. You're like, oh, shouldn't do that.
My mate crashed his Opel Manta into the back of a car because he was ogling at some girls at the side of the road. Completely wrote his car off. I think I've done it. I've driven in the back of somebody, but only slowly.
We're all secretly a bunch of sex pests in reality. It is what it is. You know? We all still think we could pull, which is it's tragically wrong.
Yeah, it's true. We can fool ourselves. We're like, oh yeah, I still got it. No, you haven't.
I still got it. It's like all the blokes in this bar. I'm definitely the one she's looking at, without a shadow of a doubt.
And then you realise you got something on your tash, or
then you realise you're in your 40s and you're fat, and it's just don't matter. Yeah, it's just
you got your flies are undone, and
yeah.
That's what she's looking at because she thinks the weird bit is when you're in a truck, and I don't know, Tyke might agree with this or he might not, but I'm always nervous if I'm going through a town. Like I drive a lot through Leeds, and when people are at the pavement, they've got their earphones in, and they're holding their phones, and they're just not looking. They're not aware, and I'm just terrified of them, like stepping out and not realizing when I've like my cab's past them, but then they go into the side of it because they're not looking. because they would go straight underneath it. There's no doubt. So
Yeah.
you kind of slow down and you're watching them and trying to make eye contact so that they, like it's weird. If you creep up on somebody and you're looking at them, then 9 times out of 10 will turn around. But if you don't look at them and you creep up on them, they tend not to turn around. So I always try and stare at them to see. But then you get these people and they're stood at the edge, right on the edge of the pavement, trying to cross the road. And I'm staring, watching them to make sure, hey, what are you doing? And the women look at you like, why are you staring at me? And I'm like, I'm not staring at you. I just don't want to run you over. So, yeah, I look like a lech. Tolga! So, Tolga, you guys, you won't have met Tolga. He's from Turkey.
Turkey.
And when he speaks, he sounds like a posh Englishman.
Yeah. Someone's got to, haven't they?
Yeah. He is a lovely man as well. Top
Good
lad.
evening. Good evening.
We all say
I recognise the thumbnail, to be fair. I'm pretty sure I've seen Tolga before.
we think he's a spy.
He has no head.
Yeah, we like him though. Oh, an 88 E30. I had an 87 E30 in Dolphin Blue.
That's a good looking car. That kind of like one of the sort of early 3 Series shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car. That I remember they always used to have the 80s ones. Always had like the spoiler splitter at the front, sometimes with the side skirts as well. They were quite a mean looking car.
They just rot. That's the problem now. Look, they're all coming in. Oh, Sammy boy.
How you doing, Sam?
No, Sam.
How are you, sir? How's things? What's the time over there? I always find it amazing when Sam's on and obviously Trav when he comes on and says hello, because I'm like, what time is it there? You just waking up.
Trav tried to ring me and I said, I'm going live shortly. I'll see you on there. So I don't know if he will. Trav, if you're watching, put your beer down, get your phone out, and send a message.
It's 9:30 in the morning. Trav's on the Melbourne brew already. 7:48 in the AM. There you go.
Mirror, mirror, where's the dickhead? It's true. It's true. You're always like mirror, watching, looking, because there's always some flipping idiot that does something dumb. Taxi drivers on their phones are like absolute spazzes. I saw a very liberal lady having an absolute tantrum in a Fiat 500 on Thursday, a van driver who didn't do anything wrong. She was actually cutting him up and it didn't go her way. And she literally sat in her seat and went like this. I was like, you absolute spastic.
I love seeing people have a freak out behind the wheel. You can see them just shouting. I love it when you get it on the motorway. When someone's sick of being sat there idle, they just start hitting their steering wheel. Oh, for fuck's sake. I love it. See someone have a full-on meltdown. Like,
I just give them a quick pop on the old horn.
Yeah.
It's like,
someone needs a nap.
It's a roundabout on the Tyson note is where you join M62 to go up to the M621, and the way the lanes go, if you're not going off the slip back down the M62, you've got to move over a lane. So I already know this, so I've already moved over. She didn't move over, but the van in front of her started to move over, and he was being more cautious and careful because he'd seen her. And she tried to bomb up the inside of him. And like she wasn't even fully in the lane. She'd like gone down the side of him to try and block him from coming in.
God.
And she had a full-on tantrum. She wasn't indicating. He was indicating. She had a proper tantrum, like a big toddler. I was like, you knob. If that was my daughter, I'd be so embarrassed. Like, honestly, acting like that. Like, stropping and waving both your arms and shaking the car about because you're so upset. Anyway, Dangerous Day to Be a Beer. Oh, yeah, brother. That's a song.
Definitely is, mate. Definitely is. It has been. Put a few away today. You know, when you have a few and you get the flavour and you get into your rhythm, and then you stop for a couple of hours, and then you're trying to get yourself back on it again. So I wasn't sure about having another drink, but now I've had about 2/3 of a can of stout. I can feel myself getting the flavour again.
Yeah, boy.
I'm like, whoa. Should we get hammered?
It's got to be done, Stephen. The only thing is the horn on my truck is not very good. It's more like a car horn. Yeah, it just goes like a car, but very loud. Not a clown one.
The squeaker.
I totally blame my old Cockney friends because of my peasant accent, actually. No. Sounds very posh. When I speak, I also sound like a posh Englishman. Do you?
Definitely, I've heard it 100%.
Really, Sam? Tolga's funny, man. 7:48 a.m. and he's on the beer, baby.
Fucking hell.
Is he actually drinking?
You can't be. It's
You on the sauce?
Surely not.
Flipping it. 7:48 and out cracking a beer. Jeez Louise.
Why not? Why not?
But I do after nights. After nights, I get home at 7 in the morning, crack a beer.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that.
I love it.
Weird, isn't it?
I love that. I wake up some mornings, 7, 8 o'clock and that. There's a message from Chris and he's taking a picture of the beer that he's drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing?
I've cracked open at 7 in the morning like an imperial stout. Yeah, boy, my night time. I'm all over it.
Look at all you mugs going to work. Love it. Love that.
No harm in it.
So I've got a question, right? So I fancy doing nights on trucks, but if you're working nights and let's say you do like Monday to Friday, surely you need a day to acclimatize either direction. So
I actually don't understand what your question was there.
No, that didn't make sense, did it? How do I unpack this in my brain? So if your body clock is used to nights, so you get up in the morning and you come home from work in the morning, crack a beer because that's your evening. But then at the end of the night shift, it's then your body's back to front. So then how do you then go back to doing days for like a weekend, for instance? And then you've got to swap your body clock back the other way. So if you did that, surely you'd have 2 days where your body clock's all over and it would be really weird.
Okay, so let me explain how my shifts work because I'm still not convinced I understand your point. So I work a 4 on 4 off. No, start again, Christopher. I work 4 on, 4 off. So in my 4 on, I do 2 day shifts and then I did 2 night shifts. So when I do my 2 night shifts, I finish at 6:30 in the morning. I'm home by 7 a.m. So for me, technically, that's my evening. So the amount of times I've, like I say, put pictures in our group chat where I'm having a beer at 7 in the morning is because that's my night shifts. So I'll have a couple of beers when I get in from work and then I go to bed. I get out of bed, get up at 5 in the afternoon and I'm at work at 6 p.m. 6 and then I finish at 6 a.m. and have a beer. I actually don't know where the fuck we are with this conversation.
So then you had,
no idea what we're talking about.
Right, okay. So the day that you swap from days to nights,
Yeah.
so you've done a full day's work, you go to bed, you then wait.
Fair enough. So I do 2 night shifts, 2 nights. So my first day shift, so when I start my 4 on, 4 off, my first day shift, I start at 6 in the morning and finish at 6 in the evening. I go home, have a couple of beers, have some dinner, go to bed, get up the next day, go to work at 6 a.m, home again by 7 p.m, and that's when the transition starts. So then I finish that second day shift by 6 p.m, home by 7, have dinner, have a couple of beers, chill with the family, and then I don't go to work again until 6 p.m. the following day. So I've got a whole day. It's almost like having a day off in between. So I would try and sleep as much as I can during that day. So if I can sleep as much as I can, then when I go to work for 6 p.m, I can stay awake all night. So I do that night shift, finish at 6 a.m. or about 6:30 a.m, get home for 7 a.m, have a couple of beers, have some food, go to bed, sleep until 3, 4 or 5 in the afternoon, get up, go to work for 6 p.m, finish at 6 a.m, and then I'm into my 4 rest days. If that makes any sense.
That does. That makes a lot of sense. That makes perfect sense. In my head, I was just like, so let's say you did Monday to Friday. The truckers tend to do a 15-hour day. So you'll do, and then they stop, they park up, they'll go have a wash or whatever, have their food, go to sleep, then they get up, start driving again. So if you were doing your nights like that, and then you come to Friday, and then everybody wants you on Saturday, don't they? All the kids would want you to see you or whatever, but you'd be sleeping, trying to recover. That was my thinking. So
Yeah,
I'd be trying to get.
But mine's a 4 on 4 off rolling pattern. So it's not Monday to Friday for me. It's a 4 on 4 off rolling pattern. So
that's not bad.
So I look at. I keep thinking I must catch up with Paul, but I know because of my 4 on 4 off rolling pattern, I'm in my 4 off 4 on period where I'm working when Paul's off. So there's no point in me saying to Paul, do you want to catch up for a beer? Because I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when I know Paul's off. I know Paul goes back on a Wednesday, but on a Monday and Tuesday I'm off. So I don't bother saying to Paul, let's catch up until I know my 4 on, 4 off rolling pattern means at some point in that 4 on, 4 off rolling pattern, I will be off on a Monday and Tuesday where I can catch up with Paul because it's a rolling pattern. So I always know when I'm on and when I'm off.
Yeah, I get it now. That makes sense.
It doesn't, does it? You just
no,
agree.
It does. No, it does make sense. It does make sense. I was just thinking of it. Surely they must do that with trucks then. If you're doing night shifts, you can't possibly do it otherwise. It wouldn't make any other way. I really want to get on the class ones at some point because I enjoy the tippers. Don't get me wrong, but I'd like to do class 1. That's what I passed my test for. Tyke says Londoners have their own driving rules. They've always been shit, but if you're a Londoner, they understand each other. Paris is the same. Oh, Paris, driving through Paris, flipping Nora. Tolga's laughing. No, I haven't cracked one yet, but I will in an hour or 2. Like you said, though, after a night shift, I'll crack one as soon as I get home at 6:30. That's so weird. Sterling Wheel. This man has the weirdest live streams I've ever seen, but they're absolutely tantalizing to watch.
Tantalizing.
He sings in the style of Johnny Cash. Anything like you can make a request and he'll sing it. And you've got to think of some songs that are good, and he'll sing them like Johnny Cash or like Elvis Presley.
Oh no, talking.
And he's a trucker as well. And he's got a Porsche and a motorbike and some old VWs. I'm convinced that American truck drivers make more money than the UK ones. Tiger saying Sterling, my body clock is fucked from rotating shifts.
Fucked.
I fall asleep at random times now, even during the day. No way. Did you get that, Chris?
Yeah, I do. I love the job I do, and I love working 4 on 4 off, but it does absolutely fuck with your body clock. It fucks with how you feel. My first rest day, so I say I work 4 on 4 off, but when I finish my 4th on, so I finish at 7 a.m. in the morning on my 4th shift, but that's my first rest day. So my first rest day out of my 4 off is sleeping, and it does wreck your body clock. It does wreck with how you feel. You know, humans aren't designed to work nights, and it does fuck you up, without a doubt.
Flipping it. Paul Greenwood says, I work 12-hour nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. 1 week, 3 days a week, then 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., 3 days. Been doing that for 14 years. Flipping Nora.
Fair play to you.
Wow, good on you, mate. Slowly taking years off my life, I reckon. Quite possibly. Don't forget to leave like, by the way, folks. I just see 2 on the counter. Oh, come on. Please give me some cheeky likes. I have a regular schedule soon. I haven't had one since 2012. Flipping it, man.
I've been doing shift work that long.
Jeez.
Not the one.
Sterling drives a lot for FedEx, and he'll drive like all across America.
That's the thing in America. You kind of look at it on the map, and you're like, okay, I'm making a delivery in the next state down. You know, that still could be like a 4-hour drive. You know, it's a bit different from here. You know,
I've got to admit, I've been saying to Lids, I was like, I really have this weird thirst to go and have an adventure, and like go to Australia and just have my green card and do 3 months out there just driving trucks, doing road trains, and then go to America and do like 3 months out there driving trucks. I don't know if you could get whether our license is easily transferable, but I thought if you could do that and document it, even if you did it for like a week at a time, let's say you just did it for YouTube, it would be such a cool adventure.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
And try and drive like all the brands. So drive your international, what's the one I see in Canada a lot? MW, is it, or WM? Like do the big wrecker, massive things. And Oshkosh, your Kenworth, your Peterbilts, and Freightliners, and oh gosh, really flipping.
But aren't they all owner drivers? Don't the majority of people in America and Canada own their own rigs?
A lot of them do, yeah. It's much more popular out there to be an owner driver. Here, it's regulated so heavily. You either have one truck and you can make it work and do it well, but you've got to be really like on it and have a big like amount of cash as a backup, or you have more than 10 trucks.
Yeah.
That seems to be the only way that you can make money, or you've got an ultra, like a really good niche in the market that you're doing. I mean, the cost of the parts is insane. I broke the front panel on this truck. I put a crack in it when I reversed into it, and it worked out about £3,000. And it's just a plastic panel. It's no bigger than a bonnet of a car. I was like, it's not a flipping Lamborghini.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but the best drivers in Europe are the Germans.
The Germans.
That's good, yeah.
They make bloody good cars, that's for sure. Bloody good engines, the Germans.
I do like my Mercedes. It's very nice.
Mercedes.
I bought another one off my mum. So Lydia's Tiguan's getting a bit tired. It's all right, but it's just a bit tired. But my mum's got this ML. It's a 2000. It's an old one. It's 2006, but like it's had everything all its life. It's been mollycoddled, and they've done 3,000 miles a year in it.
Wow.
So they said we can have. Yeah, they said we can have it for $2,500.
Bloody hell. That's all right. Barely broken in. That's perfect.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
The Germans. He literally knew we were going to say it. I'm planning the same since years, but I'm pretty sure you'll do that before than me, Sterling. Tolga's making millions. The Germans, no way. Tolga makes lots of money on the stock market, I think. Do you do options trading, Tolga, or is it do you do commodities, or what is it that you do? So they're such a cool community, the truck guys. They're flipping awesome. If you want a divorce, get into trucking. Well, yeah, there is that. A lot of the truckers, man, that I know, they've had like 3 divorces.
Sod that.
Yeah.
You see, I don't buy into that though. You know, getting into trucking, getting into divorce. It's the same in the police. For me, obviously, I'm in the police. But people says join the force, get a divorce. I don't buy into that. If you love your missus, you won't. So I've been in the police 15 years. Rachel's not in the police. We're still together. We still love each other. So no, I don't buy into all those sayings of do this occupation and get divorced. If you love your missus and you love each other, you won't get a divorce. Simple.
True.
And the police is rife. The police is rife for affairs.
Oh, really?
Like I say, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But like I say, I've been with Rachel for 22. We've been married 22 years, been together for 26 years. No, absolutely not. If you love your missus, there's no reason to get divorced. And the police is rife for it. Join the force, get a divorce. But no, I don't buy it. I really don't. And I don't buy it for any occupation. If you love your missus and you love each other, then why would you get divorced?
I think the issue that I see with trucking is the amount of time you're away. So
yeah, but I work long hours, and certainly when I was on the front line of policing, I could get crewed with female police officers for 12 hours a shift, where I would spend more time with female police officers than I would my own wife. But I'm not once, don't get me wrong, I'm a male, and I certainly look at some women and I think, oh, fucking hell, yeah, she's hot. I'm crewed with a really hot cop. She's fit as fuck. But that's where it ends. I just think, yeah, they're stunning, but I love what I've got at home. So yeah. Why would I cheat? And I think that's the same for any occupation. You can be with someone of the opposite sex that you find attractive, and men and women alike, we all find people attractive, but it doesn't mean you're going to jump into bed with them. So if you feel you have got to jump into bed with them and have an affair with them, then your marriage or your relationship wasn't what you thought it was. So
Yeah.
So for me, I don't buy that, and it's the same for any profession, be it trucking, policing, anything else. If you feel the need that you've got to get into bed with somebody else, that means your relationship is dead. You don't love your partner, because if you loved your partner, you wouldn't feel the need to jump into bed with somebody else. But it doesn't mean you can't find someone else attractive. I find lots of other people attractive, but it doesn't mean I want to jump into bed with them, because I love my wife and I love what we've got, and it's glorious. And I've been with Rachel for 26 years. So I don't buy it. I don't buy this. Be a trucker, get a divorce. Join the force, get a divorce.
I think what it is with the trucking is just the single amount of time that you can end up being away. So, like, me and Lids were chatting, and we're looking at, because I got offered another job, and it meant that I would be pretty much the only time I would see Lids is on a Saturday and a Sunday, but I'd probably have to sleep Saturday just to recover. So I'd only see her one day a week, and I'd literally make her a single mum, because I wouldn't be able to do any of the kids' clubs runs or anything like that. And it's not like you're doing a block of like, right, I'm away for 2 weeks and then I'm back and I've got some time with you. It's like, it just goes on and on and on. And I think what happens is, I think sometimes, yeah, people, well, certainly the ladies resent just being left on their own. And they think, well, it gets in their head and they start thinking, well, I might as well be on my own. I never see him. And then, you know, if you haven't got somebody that you're with that's strong, then they might go, oh, right, okay. Somebody I know, his uncle used to do runs from America to Brazil and back, and he'd do 6 months in each area. And years later, they found out he had 2 families. He had one in America and one in Brazil. How bad is that? That's terrible.
Jesus. People make mistakes, don't they? People do things, you know, heat of the moment type of thing. But it comes down to it. A lot of people are always looking what else is out there rather than focusing on what they've already got. I think a lot of people make that mistake. It's like, you've already got it made. And I think a lot of people fuck that up by forgetting it for a split second. And it's tricky because all three of us, you know, we're international sex symbols. So we're getting it from women all the time. It's tricky, you know, so we're tested all the time, you see.
It's true. But, I work with a lady called Jordan, and she's like my manager.
Lady called Jordan. Jordan. You know,
she's funny, man.
You know she's a goer.
She likes country music, but she's really funny. And then
they're all funny. Friday, they're all funny when you want to get in their knickers, mate. They're all funny.
No. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. But I'm always being silly, like that. I'm a number one driver.
Your jokes are hilarious. Let me look at your tits. And
then I'm always like, so on Friday I was like, look, I know you're going to struggle this weekend, but you'll be fine. She's like, what? Struggle with what? And I was like, and you know, you just got to remember, it's 48 hours, and then it'll be fine. I'll be in at like 8 o'clock. You'll see me. You'll be fine. She's like, honestly, what are you talking about? I was like, well, how are you going to cope? I'm worried about you being away from me for 48 hours. She's like, you flipping idiot. She was like, shut up. Go and have your good weekend. We have good banter. She's good fun. But yeah, there's nothing like that. Sterling's had a divorce that cost as much as 2. Tolga says, this is the link for Sterling's channel. Honestly, you two need to join his live stream because you would love it. It's hilarious. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I love it. I get weird. It keeps brittle spirits away. Yeah, I'm sure it does. It's called the Church of Wheel, and he's like this crazy preacher guy. It's mental. The average income in the USA for truckers is about 52,000. So if you do what I do, you'll make nearly anywhere between 36 to 40 grand a year. If you do, Tyke will back me up on this, I think. If you do trunking or you do like a good haulier, you'll be on about $1,000 a week if you don't mind tramping. So
if you're doing nights, that must go up quite considerably.
yeah, but I think even a normal trucker can earn $1,000 a week, no problem. But it's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Actually, some people are nocturnal. I think I am. Some people ain't. But the bad part is you can end like me eventually with sun allergy, and your eye's going to be super sensitive against artificial light. No way. I don't have a sun allergy, but I am a night owl. I have to get my Sunday morning started, boys. You do it, mate. Enjoy, brother.
Have a good one, mate.
It's going to go straight out there. It's going to go fill his pool up with water. He's going to fix his lawn chair. And then he's going to have a list of things he does. But then he's going to get to his fridge. And then he'll find a beer. And he'll have that. And then he'll think, oh, I better clear out the rest of the fridge and drink all the other beers.
They'll jump into the river, have a fight with a crocodile.
Now, someone. Can you get some comments whilst I have a wee? I'm breaking my neck here.
Yeah. Where are we? There we go.
Oh, you need more beer, by the way.
I've got one right next to me.
Oh, beautiful.
I'll switch from a stout to a lager. Mix it up a little bit. Sterling, you've got the fire now, though. Red Lady, you lucky bastard. Tolga says, wow, wasn't that 60k around just last year's statistics, Sterling? Or was it for Canadian dollar? High Trucker says, we did hear 2 until they regulated us out of business. Sterling says, when I quit FedEx yesterday, I already made 92k this year.
Wow.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
That's not bad going, is it? Jeez. Sterling says Tolga is a goat broker. Goat broker? Oh dear. Sterling says, I loved my wife all the way to divorce court. Still loved her when I was homeless. Oh, Jesus. Bloody hell. That sounds like you had it pretty rough there, mate. Not the one. Tolga says, I stick to physical assets since almost a year, 90% around because of the unknown possibilities. Still trading with other 10% part of my portfolio to pay the bills. I usually poke the IPOs, though. I don't know what that means, if I'm honest. Ty says, if your missus loves you enough for you to be gone for a few weeks, then you're good. If the cat's away, the mice will play. I guess some people are pretty crap like that, aren't they? But like Chris was saying, I think generally if there's love there, if there's a solid relationship there, it shouldn't really be happening. But you've got to work at it, haven't you? You know, when you got a partner, you don't just you chase them and you get them, and that's just the beginning, isn't it? Really, you know, you've kind of got to work at it. You've got to be sensitive towards one another, you know.
Yeah.
And it's when you want to live your own life as well. But yeah, I don't know. Relationships that have come and gone over the years. I think I've lost some for all sorts of reasons. Some of them are my fault. Some of them were their fault. Some of them just because we weren't compatible enough. But I think if you are compatible, you've still got to work at it. It's not easy, you know. But
no, I agree. If you are, like you say, if you're compatible, you are. But it doesn't mean you haven't got to work at some things. You haven't got to find a balance. You know, we're all different. We all have different likes and different wants. But if you're compatible, you know, you find those balances, don't you? There's a lot of things that Rachel, my wife, who is fairly obvious, I absolutely adore Rachel.
Yeah.
But there's some things that she does that are not for me, but they're her thing. So I let her go off and do her thing.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things that I do that are not her thing, but she lets me go off and do. But it's about balance, isn't it? It's about recognizing that you can't be the same the whole way through. You've got your different things, and it's accepting that. And I let Rachel go off and do her thing, go off on girly weekends, because that's what she likes doing, meeting up with her girly friends for a weekend. And I would never knock her for it. I never give her a hard time for it. Just like she won't give me a hard time when I want to go and meet up with my friends, or when I say to Rachel, I need to go up the woods for a couple of nights. I love going up the woods on my own, camping, because I need that break. I need that just me time. And she accepts that. But it's when each other of you don't accept what the other person likes doing, that's when you've got problems. And it's all about compromise. So I would say to Rachel, I've got to go out the woods in my camper van for a couple of nights. You know, I need some time on my own. And Rachel says, yeah, cool, you go and do that.
Yeah.
And she'll go and do what she wants to do. And that's what it's about. But when those things start conflicting, where one says, no, I don't want you to do that, you're not going to go and do that, that's when you've got problems. But if you work together, you work out what each other's things are and what each other's wants are, and if you go with that, all is good. And Rachel lets me go off and do what I want to do. I let her go off and do what she wants to do, because that's what makes us happy. But we're happy with each other, but we're also happy to let each other go and do what they want to do, because you all need that break. You can't be with each other 24/7. That causes problems. So if you recognize that you want to go and do your thing, you go and do your thing, and you're both happy with that, then all is good. It's a happy time.
Yeah. I think the word balance, you said it earlier, I think that is one of the most important words in the language, of any language, balance. Like I say, that Abby's, if I say, oh, you know, I might go out and see the boys and have a beer, and Abby's like, do it, go and do it, you know. And she's never said no. I don't think she's ever said no. You know, she's like, you go do your thing, you know. Because if you like, you're going to be a nicer bloke to get on with, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need that. You need that.
Where have you got to in the comments?
Where did I get to? I got to.
I like this one.
I got to. Where did I got to? I got to Thai trucking 9/11. They say if the cat's away, the mice will play.
Oh, yeah. And then we got. Maybe I've no same story, nor I can't feel the same because of the same reason, but I know what you mean, Sterling. It's Ray My Beer. Here he is.
Hello, Paul.
And she is as well.
Paul and Shell.
Paul and Shell, how are you?
Nice to see it. They've normally got like 15,000 people in their chat. So I'm working on it. I'm a bit way off now.
You got to get your whappers out, John. That's what you got to do, mate.
Yeah, I've got to look cautious. I write my beers down.
Just plop one out on the desk slowly, like.
Sterling says, my wife loved the nice house and the Range Rover. Loved inviting dudes over when I built my trucking company. The odds always against man having a simple life. No way. That sucks. There's that song, isn't there, about wanting a Range Rover? Yeah. Some sweet talking seducer takes away, and guess what? They're fickle, and she's dumped in less than a year. And in both cases, my experience. Wow. Yeah.
I'm going to say, I'm not sure there's a vehicle I like less than a Range Rover. I can't stand them.
They're wank. They're wank.
They're crap as well, aren't they? You know that they're driving something less reliable than a Rover.
Yeah, they're massive but pathetic. And have you ever seen someone ragging a Range Rover, like driving a Range Rover so fast? Just how stupid it looks. Because there's some bellend behind the wheel who thinks he's a bad man. It's just like, it's a Range Rover. You're a cunt. Pardon my French. I apologise.
That's right. I feel the same way.
Range Rovers are absolute gash. I'm sorry. They're awful. Absolutely awful.
I feel like, I don't know, they're just so unreliable. They're uninsurable. They're massively stealable. There's just no good reason to have one at all.
Yeah.
Buy
It's
an
just
old Merc,
if
you'll be
you
fine.
see a Nissan Micra or a Honda Jazz, chances are there's an old person driving it. You know, if you see a Tesla, you know, chances are there's someone who's got a few bob and is quite into their sort of modern technology behind it. You see a Range Rover, you guarantee there's a dickhead driving it. Guarantee it.
Right.
You know?
So
I'd rather have a Rolls. You're in Rolls Royce money at the point at the top of the end of a Range Rover.
Yeah.
Buy a Rolls Royce.
Get a Rolls Royce. Yeah. Why would you get a Range Rover?
Royce?
Yeah.
Like, I am more likely to respect you if you had a Rolls Royce than a drug dealer movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have about as much class as a flipping stretch Humvee limo. That's what I feel like. You look at them and you think, all that's doing is going to Asian weddings, and that's it. I'm really glad you're having a good life with a respectable, kind lady now, Sterling. You both deserve happiness. Yeah, about £1 a week gross plus smuggling money. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. A trucker that doesn't have a pee bottle nearby, Nelly John, should be fired. I don't have a pee bottle in mine. I just get out and pee. I don't care. I'm wild with the pee. I'm there, you know. I've got that Freedom Fusion, Mountain Dew fever. I'll just pee wherever I'm stood. Chris is ready for bed. Cheers, Steve. IPO means initial public offering. Let's say companies freshly joining stock exchange market and those newbies calling it as IPOs. Is that what you do? We are timing the nerd. He's currently surpassed the wee time and has gone code brown. I didn't. I only went in, had a wee, and then I thought, what time is it? And then I looked at Alexa, and then I came in. Alexa, turn the lights off.
Does that work from there?
Somebody out there watching might have had their lights turned off. Alexa, play music. What is it called now? Alexa, play Rick. What's it called? Rick Ashley.
Rick Ashley. Rick Ashley.
Well, Rick. Sterling's laughing. There's a kitten in a box.
Cat in a box.
Right. He walked up the garden. He walked up the garden. Should have watered it instead. Yeah, well, I could have done. Oh no, there's a copper in here. I was talking about smuggling. I meant snuggling. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. Chris is fine. All the cops I know are cool. They borrow my guns at the range all the time. Yeah. Stephen's wide awake now. I was a Range Rover mechanic. Oh dear Lord. Well, you would have been busy then. And I can't stand them. Yeah, exactly. I worked on Jeep forever, and I can't stand them either. Jimmy said, I heard Land Rover had to set up their own insurance company for the Range Rover so people could get them insured. Well, yeah, they didn't fully set up their own, but they helped back the insurance kitty, as it were. But there's a twofold problem. One is their estate is simple abroad, and they're really easy to steal. Like, take you seconds to get one and take it away. The second problem is the parts are ludicrously marked up, and they're hard to get. So nearly everything's on back order. So because of that, people will steal a newer one to get the parts off it so that they can get theirs running. That is literally the issue. People purchase Range Rovers, they can't afford to buy one. It's true.
True.
Alexa, play.
They live at home with their mums and dads.
Tolga wants me to say, Alexa, play Pork Pie by Dirty Bike. The Dirty Dyke.
Dirty Dyke.
Right, there you go.
What have I polished off? I think since I've been sat here, I had the best peanut butter stout in the world, the classic Belching Beaver.
Oh yeah,
absolute classic. And then I moved on to a Miller GD, which is another one of my favourites.
you know what we need? We need some fireworks.
Yeah. Yes. I wish I could do that. Fireworks, so annoying. I'm not magic like Chris. Shazam.
That's flipping awesome. I love it.
I remember that the first time you discovered that works, we were absolutely pissing ourselves. He's got a new one. Look, he's got a new one. That was so funny. But you remember that on the live first time?
Oh my god!
Realised that works. I nearly had a heart attack. I was laughing so much. I was like, what just happened?
That was a classic, and I thought something was wrong with my setup, and I'm like, what have I got turned on?
Yeah. What setting has Chris got to do that? It's amazing. I laughed so hard because Chris was like, what just happened? What did I do?
I was trying all these different hand movements to try and get it to.
I wonder whose stream was it? I think it was your stream at the time as well, wasn't it, John?
Yeah,
you've got to dig up that clip. Honestly, I nearly fell off my chair laughing. That was so funny. So funny.
It was just disbelief, wasn't it? We were like,
what the hell?
Don't you guys know the Dirty Dyke? I thought he's a famous rapper out there as he's British.
Right, John, I've got to shoot. The missus has just blamed me and says she's done some grub, and I am quite pickish.
Oh, come on. Really?
I'm going to have my din-dins, and I might jump back on again afterwards if you guys are still on.
Bet you don't.
I might do that.
Put money on it. You'll have food. You'll sit there, and then Abs will be like, come on, early night. And you'll be like, yeah, all right. See you later, lads.
I was just saying, you got to keep the missus sweet. I thought, I better go get some grub, and if she's made it, I've got to eat it. Plus, I'm hungry.
All right.
But yeah, I might be back. I might be back.
Put your logo in the thumbnail. I'll swap it.
Sorry. I was here, and I might be back.
It was good. All right, mate. No worries.
Bear with us. I'll be watching either way.
Shabba ding dong.
See you later, guys.
So, Alexa, call the FBI. I wonder what happens if you do that. I haven't tried it. She calls Rockstar Scotland to connect the FIB. Oh, right, okay. What would happen if you moon the camera? What if I moon the camera, or if you? I'm not sure.
Wow.
You're a tipper driver, John, on locals. When you're over the road, you have to piss in a bottle. The incontinence, Johnny, and a tube. What? Oh no, I don't want to do that. I know. I got out of the truck the other day, Chris, and there was this foul stench. I mean, like the foulest smell. I was like, what is that? And somebody had crapped in a carrier bag.
Oh, no.
And it was just by my driver's door.
Oh, no.
So I nearly stepped in it.
Oof.
And it was rancid. So I stayed in the services and had my break in there. I'm not sitting in my truck with that. And then, I mean, there's some stuff. You kind of look at it and you think, oh, a bit of tramping would be fun. And then, what happens if you get parked next to a truck with a fridge that's on all night? Or you get parked next to a bulker that's full of waste or offal Some of them are full of offal.
Yeah, they are.
Can you imagine the smell of all that offal? And you're stuck in the services all night. And once you're in there, you cannot move that truck.
No.
Sod that.
Yeah.
I bought myself a new Ford Ranger back in 24 in March. Love it. I nearly ordered. Well, I did order one and then I cancelled it. But have you got the 2-litre bi-turbo? Because that is the one with the wet belt that likes to chew itself up and blow up. If the regulations weren't so strict, we'd be less tired and have time for a beat. Yeah, well, yeah, that is that. There is that. May I have a spanner? Stephen Butler, I'm not handing out any more spanners now. I've done the maximum amount of spannerage than I'm willing to put out. I've got so many mods now, it's crazy. So I've got quite a lot of mods.
I've shit in many a carrier bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tyke. I've got Crohn's disease. I've shit in many a bag. Yeah, boy.
That's the one. Ziploc bags could be useful, just saying.
Yeah, boy.
I can't imagine what about carrier bags that have the little holes in? Then you've got a problem.
Yeah, you've got to put some tape over those holes.
So you've got to prep the carrier bag before
You've got to prep
do...
the carrier bag. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't want that leaking through the holes. It's no good.
Trucking lets you see the country, the horrible country. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Here, I mean, I was thinking about there's some beauty. If you're doing Scotland and that, it's pretty, man. Lake District, up and around there. But there's some places, and you think, I'd rather, like Bradford, I drive through Bradford quite a lot. That's not a lot of fun in a truck, I'll be honest. Driving a big. It's like, there's no rules on the road. Everybody drives like they're the most important person on the planet and have no skill or spatial awareness. It's insane. Okay, no hassle. No, it's fine, Stephen. Yeah, it's a bit of right. Question, Chris, have you seen the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight?
Not in its entirety. I always knew Jake Paul would win that fight. I'd love to have seen Tyson lay Jake Paul, knock Jake Paul out, but I knew it would never happen. Tyson Fury is fucking 58, for crying out loud. But from what I understand, I've not watched it.
Mike Tyson, sorry.
Yeah, I've watched people's views on it. I've watched Carl Froch's views on it, and I love Carl Froch. He's fantastic. The fact it went the distance, I was quite surprised by, but I just think it's a joke. I really think it's a joke. If what's his name, Jake Paul couldn't put Fury away.
Yeah,
against a 58-year-old man, you just think, seriously, what is boxing becoming? I admire Tyson Fury for Tyson. I admire Mike Tyson for going the distance. But I just think it's shocking. I just think it's a joke. I find it really offensive to boxing. But I don't know where Jake Paul goes from here. Where does Jake Paul go from here?
He's got to fight somebody that is a proper boxer at the top of their game. At the top of their game.
Jake Paul lost to what's his mush, Fury, who isn't a good boxer, who wouldn't even win a British title. And you just think, where does Jake Paul go from now? He beat a 58-year-old man, which I knew he would. It was obvious he would. So where does he go from now? He only won that on points. It was from all accounts, it was a miserable fight, a boring fight. So where does he go from now? And stop this circus. Just stop this joke. But at the same time, you say stop the joke. You look at, it had 30 million people bought into Netflix. So that's huge money. For I keep saying Tyson. For Mike Tyson, he got 20 odd million from it. So fair play to him. But it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Jake Paul is not a professional boxer. Put him in a ring with someone like Carl Froch, who I'd love to see.
I'd like to see that.
I'd love to see that. Canelo Alvarez, which Jake Paul has been saying he'd like to fight. Canelo Alvarez would destroy him. But what I want to know, and this is the point, this is the real point, because when you looked at all the videos of Mike Tyson training for Jake Paul, he looked awesome. He looked incredible. But come to the fight, from what I can tell, was a load of bollocks. So I want to know what the contracts say. I want to see what the contracts say, because it all just stinks of a fix. It all just stinks of bollocks for me.
Yeah, I feel like poor old Tyson. I mean, he still had some power. I wouldn't want to be hit by him. But bless him, his legs were toast.
Absolutely.
And he biting his glove was like, I don't know why. For me, I felt that the years of boxing had like done some damage there.
Yeah.
The other thing is, there were 2 occasions where, to be honest, he could have knocked him down, knocked him out, finished him off. And respect to Jake Paul, he didn't. He held back. You could tell he was holding back. But then part of me thought, could you imagine the backlash if he'd knocked him out or knocked him down? It would have been, he would have been cancelled.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'll give him credit. I don't like the man at all. He's the biggest con man that there is going. If you look at all these crypto scams and the other stuff that he does, he is a con man. But in that moment, he had some respect for his elder and he didn't make a fool of him. But what was it? 15 million, I think Tyson got, and he got 30 million, which I just don't feel like he did a £30 million job. Might have made Netflix a lot of money, but I just thought there's 2 thinkings. There's 2 school of thoughts. I like the old school boxing. I liked it, watching it as a kid, and it was exciting and fun. And you had like Bruno. Do you remember Bruno? And you had Mike Tyson, who was just a wild man, and it was so exciting. And then you had what's his name, Ali, who was just a spectacle to watch, and that's what made boxing interesting. The problem you've got now, back then, you didn't have social media. You didn't have. There was nothing else to watch, so it was the most exciting thing to watch. Now, boxing has dwindled. It's a bit like NASCAR. It's gone backwards, 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 backwards. And it's a very... It's not on the tip of people's tongues. Like, people don't know who Tyson Fury is. People don't know who Mike Tyson is even. And the only thing positive that I can take from this is, so Kobe was like, Dad, me and my mates, we're all going to wake up and ring each other when they go and fight, and I'll come and get you up and we'll watch the fight. And I said, oh, okay, mate, yeah, I'm up for that. Knowing full well, there's no way. Once that boy's in bed, he's in bed. No. So he never got up, but in the morning he watched. He was so interested, so engaged in boxing. He watched all Tyson's old fights. He watched the history of Tyson, Like, he really was invested in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one positive thing that actually Jake's done on this, is that he's brought a whole new generation of people into the world of boxing. And hopefully that will lead to the actual leagues being elevated and the actual boxing, proper boxing, being pushed to the front.
Yeah.
It might be a bit tenuous, but
No, I kind of get that. And I was talking to, it's difficult. I was talking to Nathan tonight, my son. Nathan's 20. And we had a chat about it tonight. And we were talking about Jake Paul and the Mike Tyson fight. And I said to Nathan, before the fight happened, I said, Jake Paul will win that fight. I said, absolutely, Jake Paul will win that fight. Mike Tyson is too old. He won't be able to, Mike Tyson will never be able to replicate who he was in that fight. And I said to Nathan, I said, you need to go back and look in history. You need to go back and look at Mike Tyson in his prime. You need to look at what Mike Tyson was achieving when he was 20 years of age, winning a heavyweight title, to where he is now fighting a YouTuber. And I said, but above all that, what you've also got to look at is the boxing era. Back in the days of Mike Tyson, who else was he fighting? You've got to look at Lennox Lewis, Razor Ruddock, all those people. Lennox Lewis beat every person in front of him. He lost three fights he lost, but he avenged those fights. So he beat every person. And I said to Nathan, just go upstairs, mate. I said, go on YouTube in your bedroom and go and watch Lennox Lewis, who for me is one of the best heavyweights of the time. But he would never be regarded as one of the best heavyweights because he's not American. But go and look at Mike Tyson, look at them in their era, Evander Holyfield, and so on. They were great. That was a great era of boxing. And heavyweight boxing at the moment is just not in that era. You look at heavyweight boxing now, it's not the same division. It's nowhere near the same division. If you took Tyson Fury and took him back 20 years in the lines of when Mike Tyson was at his best, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, and so on and so on, Tyson Fury wouldn't stand a chance. And I said, and that's what you've got to look at. And you look at fucking, what's his name, Jake Paul now, fighting a 58-year-old Tyson. He's irrelevant. Right? It's absolutely irrelevant. Jake Paul was always going to beat Mike Tyson. But what I would love to nail down is the contract, is what it says in the contract. Heavyweight boxing at the moment, it is no. You look at Anthony Joshua, he's a nothing. He's always been a nothing. He's only ever beat people that were in their past. He got wiped out not long ago by fucking Daniel Dubois, who isn't even that great either. The heavyweight division is the worst it's been in years, absolute years. So for Jake Paul to beat Mike Tyson at 58 is a non-event. It's pointless talking about. And I don't know where Jake Paul goes from now. It's pointless boxing.
Hang on, Chris, one sec.
I've been so ranting, I haven't even realised that John's disappeared. I've not even noticed that John's disappeared from the screen. Where's he gone?
Sit on that chair.
What I'm saying.
No, I can hear. So, hang on a minute. I've got a special guest. I'll just have to move this light a little bit because otherwise you won't see him. Bob's.
just saw a ginger head of. There he is. There's Kobe. Sound's gone, John. There's no sound.
He's coughing his guts up. He's got this horrible cough that's doing the rounds at the moment. Where
How you doing, Cobes?
Good.
did you hear him? Could you hear him? Kobe, say something.
Hello.
Hello, Cobes. How you doing? You right, mate?
Yeah.
So what you saying? What you saying on the Jake Paul and Tyson fight?
So I don't think
Camera's there.
so. Jake Paul, is Jake Paul. He's just. I think they lost by like 4 points. Mike Tyson lost by like 4. So, yeah. Mike Tyson, he was just jumping like this, and he wasn't really like moving around that much. But he's really old.
I agree.
So, do you think this fight has got you more interested in boxing? Like
Then
boxing before, did it ever feature on your radar apart from your cousin boxing?
Don't make sense. You don't make sense.
I don't make
putting
sense.
the question.
All right. Before this fight, were you remotely interested in boxing?
Yeah. I was interested in it. I think it's cool. And I've seen like clips of Mike Tyson before the fight. And he was definitely a lot better. And like I think that's how it should be. But this fight just looks like if that's the average fight and everyone got hyped over it, then boxing won't be that good.
Oh, did you hear that, Chris?
Yeah, I do, and I agree with you, Kobe. I think Mike Tyson is a legend, Kobe, and it's the same as I said to my son tonight. I said, go back on YouTube and watch Mike Tyson in his prime and what an incredible boxer he was. And you can never say, go back and watch Jake Paul in his prime, because there's no such thing. There's no such thing. No such thing whatsoever as a Jake Paul in his prime. But Mike Tyson in his prime was one of the best, one of the best in the world. So is it a good thing for boxing? Do you think it's a good thing in boxing, Kobe, for the likes of Jake Paul to be fighting 58-year-old champions?
I think it was a bit disrespectful of him to challenge him.
Yeah.
Because, realistically, if, they fought at the same age, if Mike Tyson just, magically brought down his age, he would probably guaranteed to win that match.
Of course he would. Of course he would.
He can't have any bragging rights. So I think it'd be wrong if he was bragging about it.
Yeah, and you're spot on there, Cobes. There's Jake Paul has got no right whatsoever to brag about beating Mike Tyson. No rights whatsoever. Because, like you say, Cobes, if they were the same age, Mike Tyson would, he'd kill him. Wouldn't he? Absolutely kill him. So, yeah, you're right, Kobe. Jake Paul has got no right whatsoever to brag about beating a 58-year-old man on points.
Tight Trucking says a 10-second training video doesn't show anything. Now, if there was a no knockout clause, bracket, conspiracy theory, Tyson could have won in the first round, but Jake could have won in the 7th. Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, in the first round, there was a moment where I think, was it the first round or the second round, Chris, where it looked like Tyson was really wobbling?
I don't know. I've not watched it. I've only listened to people's opinions. I can't watch it. I don't want to watch it, and I won't watch it because I just think it's a farce. I just think it's an absolute circus of boxing. I want to see if Jake Paul thinks he's a serious boxer, then challenge a serious boxer. Challenge challenge someone like Usyk. Challenge someone like Tyson, Fury. Challenge someone like Carl Froch, Tony Bellew. Go for people that they're recently retired, but have got some boxing skill. Don't challenge people that haven't boxed or haven't boxed in years, like Tyson. If Jake Paul wants some credibility, go and challenge some proper boxers.
Yeah, I agree. What do you reckon, Cobes? Would you like to see him fight a proper, decent top of the game in his weight category? Also, I have a question. So Kobe's in the British Taekwondo team now. When you weighed in for the Nationals, we had to fill you up with burgers and stuff to get you over your weight limit. But they were drug testing everybody, weren't they? Kids. They were testing you, weren't they? For not you personally, but a lot of people got tested, didn't they? Well, the Liverpool lot all got tested. And some, what's the name? What's the girl who fights on yours is really good? Neve. She got drug tested. So these are younger than 18 fighting. Actually, Neve's over 18, isn't she? But basically, Kobe's like, I don't know. They were drug testing them and making sure anti-doping was not a thing. I feel like the amount of muscle that these guys put on in such a short space of time, admittedly, they have got a lot of time because they're not doing anything else. But I feel like it'd be interesting to check them because they were fighting without any regulations, weren't they? So they could, for all we know, Jake Paul could be roided up to the hill. And there's nothing, and that brings boxing into disrepute as well, because that's not what it's about. Somebody made a comment back there about Stephen said about the 20 million. The women only got 6 million. And did you see the women's fight before theirs? Flipping heck, it was brutal. One girl had her eyelid hanging off. It was. That was, honestly, Chris, go and watch the women's fight. Those two were animals. They just
Taylor versus Serrano, wasn't it?
Yeah, flipping it. Yeah. Serrano had her eyelid was hanging off because Taylor had headbutted her.
Yeah, and Taylor's renowned for the headbutt.
Yeah, that's what Serrano said. But if you know somebody's gonna headbutt you, then you don't flipping put your head in the way, dear. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not being funny, but you kind of stay away from them. Tolga says he can hear you. Tyke says Mike Tyson took a full-on belter from Frank Bruno and survived it. They measured a Frank Bruno punch that was like a mini driving at 30 miles an hour with a boxing glove attached to it, hitting you in the chin. Yeah, Bruno had some power.
Frank Bruno had power, and Frank Bruno should have won that fight. But Frank Bruno never had the killer instinct, did he? Frank Bruno was a fight so kind, and he just didn't have that finishing. But he could have finished Tyson if he had that killer instinct, but Bruno didn't. He never had. He never had it. And I've met Frank Bruno a few times, and he's just too kind. He's just such a kind and caring guy that in the ring he was a brutal puncher, had one of the heaviest punches in the division, but he just didn't have that killer instinct.
Yeah. You don't know who Frank Bruno is. I don't think I've ever shown you. He's a good one. A friend of mine, heavily believing the match was scripted to create another boxing star.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. Well said, Kobe. Kobe boy. Well said, Sir Stephen Butler. He completely, honestly, I thought you'd have a different opinion, but you are quite well versed in making your own decision, aren't you? You kind of weigh everything up. It's funny when you watch Kobe fight in Taekwondo. You'll see people do all these fancy kicks, and they'll spin around and they'll do all this stuff. And Kobe's you just go, I don't need to do that kick. You look at like the chinks in the armor, don't you? And you do exactly what needs to be done, and nothing more. It's quite interesting.
Kobe's a good fighter. I enjoy watching the clips you put up of Kobe fighting, and I can see the little bit of magic in Kobe. I can see him kind of weighing things up, and it was the same I used to watch with Nathan when Nathan used to compete, and I hated it. I hated watching my son fight. Rachel was fine, but I couldn't stand it. But when I watch the videos you put up of Kobe fighting, I feel the same emotion when I used to watch Nathan fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I watch Kobe, and he's got something. You know, Kobe's a good lad, and Kobe's got potential. And I wish Kobe the best in his fighting, because there's something there in Kobe that he can do well.
It's true. See, did you hear that, Bobs?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Thanks.
So modest. It's like, yeah.
You don't need to say thanks. You don't need to say thanks, Kobe. You've got it, and keep working on it, Kobe. You're a lovely little lad, and that's what will see you through. You would do well.
You want to see him now, Chris? He's nearly as tall as you.
Yeah.
He's just got this blooming cough at the moment that's driving him. Poor lad's suffering, aren't you?
We'll have to catch up. We'll have to meet up soon, Kobe. We'll have to come up to you, and we'll have a little fight.
Yeah, oh man, I'm getting play fighting with Cobes is a challenge. I just have to use my weight and pin him down, because if he kicks me, I'm done. It's Barry. He's here. Yeah, brother Chris.
How are you, son?
How are you both? Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, it is nice to see you, Baz. We need to catch up, and I literally had a text conversation with Dean from Dean's Beer Reviews the other night, and I was like, shit, it's been so long, and it's been so long since I've messaged Baz. So, Baz, nice to hear from you, mate, and I will message you.
Dean's a good lad. I like Dean. He's all right. I like Baz. They're both good lads. Neil Smith says, on the other hand, look at George Foreman. He does some cracking grills.
Is he?
He's king of toasted cheesemakers.
He sounds like a British name.
He's saved a lot of fat off a lot of people from his grills. Would get rid of all the fat. We had a George. We used to lovingly call it a George Formby grill.
Ain't that
Formby, yeah.
When I'm cleaning windows.
Next one.
Mm.
They reckon Big Frank Bruno had the hardest punch in the world ever. Unfortunately, he was too slow.
He did. You know, there's no disputing it. Every heavyweight that Bruno fought said Bruno had the hardest punch. But the biggest problem with Bruno is he just didn't have that killer instinct. If he had that killer instinct of the likes of Tyson, he would have been he would have had multiple heavyweight championships. And I've met him, and he's such a kind guy. And that was his problem. He was just too kind. He just didn't have that killer instinct. But fuck me, did he have the power? Sorry, Kobe. He had the power.
He did.
So if he was trying to like win off points, it would theoretically be like more difficult because he's around for longer, and if he's not like fast enough moving around, then he could like there's more shots for the opponent to get in. But if he wants to win off like a knockout, then it would be like it'd be really good with his punch, but then like it'd be fine if he was just a bit too slow, because if you can get in early and get him out.
Well, that's what he relied on, wasn't it? He would rely on getting in fast at the beginning and landing something. Like Tyke says, he would hit somebody in the body shot, solar plexus, floor him, done. Like your check, when you check kick somebody into the sun, that was very much like. So Kobe does something called a check kick, which is like somebody runs up towards you.
I don't run.
Well, they're moving towards him.
You.
Yeah, they press forwards, and he will. I don't really know how you do it. You bounce you forward kick him in the chest.
I'll explain it. So basically, a check kick is like, instead of like a regular kick where you go upwards and hit the body, you like pull your leg inwards and like curl your leg up and then extend it out so your heel is going towards them, like push it straight down until it's fully straight into their body, and it like pushes them back and it makes them like jump up sometimes. And if someone's like attacking you and you're winning, like by like, well, if you're winning and it's the last 15 seconds, then you could just like do a bunch of check kicks to keep him away. And depends how many gamjungs you have, which is a foul basically. You can just like run out the ring if you like need a break.
Yeah. So he used this check kick, this forward kick, and booted a lad that was heavier than him and some belts higher than him, and sent him.
Belts don't matter.
I know you say belts don't matter.
They genuinely don't.
They genuinely don't matter in Taekwondo, but some people use them for sandbagging. But you don't. You're lazy and you can't be bothered to get your black belt. And he.
No, but I'm in the
class,
advanced class.
Yeah, I know. Could you be the first? Could you be the red belt that wins the Olympics? That'd be hilarious. And he kicked this kid so hard in the chest that he looked like one of those things from like an old Street Fighter where they go backwards like this with their legs and arms in front of them, and landed on his bum. And then he got up and he went for he tried to do a spinning, like a spin back kick on your head, didn't you?
A spinning kick.
Yeah. No, but he did where he pivoted on the spot and then put his leg up behind to try and catch you on the back of your head. But you just booted him on the floor.
It's a spinning kick. It's like a hook kick.
He didn't spin. He didn't spin. He was on one leg. But he had his back to you. Is that what it is, a hook kick? It was backwards when he went to try and kick you in the head, and you sent him back on the floor again. Yeah, so that's what Kobe's like. So, yeah, but you've not always got the rage, have you, when you go in there? But compared to some of the other kids, they're all crying and carrying on. We're all busy, Chris. Life flies by.
I'm going to go.
Are you off?
I need
Oh, he's coughing.
Hey, Coach. Nice to see you, mate.
Say goodbye to Chris. Look into the camera.
Bye.
Nice to see you, KB. Look after yourself, mate.
You too.
He's not well. He's got this blooming... They call it 100-day cough or something. But two of my friends now have got it who are older. He's not too bad, but they're really struggling, coughing. You have a coughing fit and you nearly pass out. So I need to get a handle on it. Oh, that's a weird uplight view, isn't it? Quite like that.
What does that say from Baz? I can't. My phone's so far away.
We're all busy, Chris. Life flies by. Did jump on a couple of roadside videos with John. No weird videos though. And then he says Bruno was always too static.
Yeah.
And then as you say, no killer instinct. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
absolutely. Completely
But
agree.
we all love Big Frank.
Well, we all do love Big Frank, and like I said, I've met him, and we love him, but he just didn't have that killer instinct. He was, like Baz says, too static, never moved.
Well, I'm at the last comment. There's only 4 people left. If you have a question, ask it now. Otherwise, I feel that I'm in a nice spot to end the live.
Agree.
And I am busting for a wee.
So am I.
So if you have a question,
Ask it now.
Ask it now or forever hold your peace.
Hold your peace.
Here we go. I can hear my daughter and her mate outside. What time is it? I don't know, actually.
No
it's only
idea.
12 past 10. 12 past 10. It's early. Shuttercam pisses over Taekwondo. So he's done it since he's 4. And he's just plugged away. He's had 2 losses, and I think he's on 2 losses, 8 wins.
I'm going for a wee.
Yeah, so he's not doing too bad. I'm going for a wee as well. So we're both going for a wee. So if you have any questions, this is going to be the most quiet live stream for the minute. You crack on with your questions.
Hello, people. I'm not even going to attempt to try to see where we are with the comments because I'm using my phone and I don't know where the comments are. Using my phone on my laptop, I get it, but I'm prodding buttons. I don't know. The last comment I can see is from Baz with a few laughing emojis, but where are the comments? When you're on your mobile phone, where are the comments? How do you find the comments? Oh, I've got absolutely no idea. Why is it so different when you use your mobile phone to a laptop? You know, the laptop, it tells you, what does this button press? Let's try that one. No. Oh, shit. What is that? No. No, I've got no idea. That didn't work. Where are... Oh, Jesus. It's all going wrong. John, help me out.
I'm here.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, John. I'm trying to work out where the comments are using my phone, but it's not
Oh,
working.
gosh. Yeah, no, it's all right. Barry's laughing at us. There's 2 people left. I will love and leave you both. Good to see you, John and Chris. Take care, says Barry. Tyke says, see you, lad. See you later, Tyke. Love you, dude. Tolga has put an icon up, but it's not come up, but I'm assuming he's saying goodbye. And then that was Mike's problem. In his last fight, he had no legs. He didn't. No, his legs were gone. I'm happy to see all of you legends again. Yeah, it's been good fun, hasn't it? It's been really good fun. So I've had a nice evening. I'm feeling just chilled. It's not too late. And
I agree.
I can get up in the morning. So I'm going to love you and leave you, everybody. So I'll see you all again. Goodbye. Good night.
See you soon. Take care. Love you all.
Bye-bye.